Lads, Coach Si, gone live, sun in my face and all that. How you all feeling? We're going to talk about motivation today, and when you have an abundance of it when you get started. So, I know I've spoke to a lot of people in the past that have started their fitness journey and they've gone straight into training 6 times a week. They're smashing their nutrition, like they're feeling so motivated to just absolutely kill it. And even when it comes to family takeaway night, you are on it. You're not having a Chinese, you're not having a beer, you're going to smash it. And the great thing about smashing it is that you've seen results, okay? Smashing it's overused, isn't it? But you've seen great results, fast results, the weight's dropping off. But the problem is, after you've been doing this for so long, the normal thing that comes up, burnout. And this is where a lot of chaps feel like they've failed, or they go on like a binge and all that, and it all kind of goes wrong. So what I'm trying to get at here is it's the new year, and hopefully you're going to feel motivated to hit 2019 hard. What I don't want you to do is use that motivation to go all in with your training and go all in with your nutrition, especially when you're motivated, because if we can get you to basically be congruent with a program in the long term, you will stay motivated longer. We'll talk about motivation another time, because I think motivation is a bit of an overrated thing anyway, because I think that you should create some solid habits and whatnot and have some solid goals to keep you going when motivation isn't there. But when you are especially motivated, you should not be trying to crush every single day at the gym and spending hours and hours training, exercising, running, whatever. And you shouldn't be avoiding a treat night once or twice a week, or beers once or twice a week. In fact, we encourage it. We encourage treat night. We encourage beers so you avoid the burnout. I've worked with too many blokes where they've ignored me and they've burnt out, and I've seen them on a night out recently, you know who you are, or I've seen them around and they've fallen off the wagon because of this. It's really important. So yeah, listen up, right? You don't have to go the all out. I'm going to talk about it a lot. Hey Vahid, how you doing? I'm going to talk about this a lot because the bloke's mentality is to do the all or nothing. I'm either on it or I'm off it, and that is wrong, and that's what leads to failure, and that's what leads to you. When blokes fail, they don't just go, right, well, I'm not exercising. They start binging, start going the other way. They won't, have 2-3 beers every night after work. They'll have 4 to 6 beers. They won't not exercise and reduce it a little bit. They'll just sack exercise off altogether, and then that leads to frustration. It leads to your confidence getting obviously lower. If you become less confident when it comes around the time again to maybe get in shape, you think, well, I failed before, so I'm going to fail again. And all it is that you would be in a typical bloke and you were doing the all or nothing approach, okay? And that don't work, You've got to get out of that, because you're going to lose motivation, you're going to give up, you're going to end up binging. Seen it loads of times and it's getting a bit boring to see it, to be honest. So I'm going to keep banging on about that balance and stuff like that. Balance doesn't sound fun. Crushing it sounds fun. Smashing it every day. Hitting the grind sounds fun, right? That sounds cool. It's marketable, but it's not realistic. It's important to also point out you're not an athlete, you're not 20, I'd say 95% of the blokes I work with are dads. They've got 3 children, they've got a full-time job, a career, they go in London every day, they're in the car travelling around. A lot of our blokes travel abroad a lot on aeroplanes for meetings and whatnot. So how the hell can they train every day? It's not sustainable, it can't be done. However, they've found balance and they can do it and still get in shape all at the same time. So the take-home message is, if you're motivated, do not go and crush it and just basically start smashing it too hard, because it's going to hold you back, right? It's going to lead you to basically failing and giving up. You're not an athlete, you're a dad. You've got a house to run, you've got family, other half, friends, you've got a life basically, so you've got to find a way around it. Our blokes, on average, as I keep saying, they do 3 times a week with their nutrition. Okay, they eat good 80% of the time and they treat themselves. A lot of the guys that now got in shape, they do really well Monday to Friday. They're really relaxed. They don't go mental, but they're relaxed at the weekend, and then you know, they crush it again on Monday. So before I log off and before now I've set the tone of the video. Hey Chris McHenry, hey Holly, hey Adam Emma. Holly, you're not a man, you should be watching this. Only joking. So basically, don't go for the all or nothing. How you doing, brother? Don't go for the all or nothing. It doesn't work. When you're motivated, find something that's going to give you balance. I talk about it a lot because all of you blokes do the all or nothing approach and it doesn't work. And try to avoid the perfection. You're not trying to go for, I know you want the best body in the world, but going for perfection and doing everything meticulous, like weighing and measuring everything and, you know, getting the perfect training to isolate this muscle and that is all getting a bit OTT. And again, it could be all too overwhelming around a career, family life and stuff like that. So start thinking about being more balanced, especially when you're motivated. If you're able to find a balanced approach whilst motivation is at its peak, you are going to last longer. If you're going to last longer, you are going to get results in the long term. This is Coach Si, signing out.